good morning. In today's morning rant, we're going to be responding to all the morons that sent me their opinion regarding my position on this Fubara state of emergency declaration. But before we proceed, let me first say this, that it has come as a shock to me that the people that parade themselves as opinion leaders and thought leaders in Nigeria today are the worst of the pack. What do I mean by the worst of the pack? They are the ones that know nothing. And I remember that in one particular video I said that people have outsourced thinking to opinion leaders. And the opinion leaders that you guys outsource the thinking to, they don't get sense. They don't know anything. So if you are looking at Nigeria from outside, you think that all of us are stupid. That's why I will never stop talking. That's why I will never stop saying my shit. Because we can't all be this stupid. No. Let's take it from the very beginning, right? I've always said it that ignorance is the reason why people do stupid things in this country. And a lot of people are ignorant. That's just the honest truth. Because if you know about this crisis, if you know the genesis, it's a clear-cut case. There is no matter. There's no matter to be discussed there. Let's take it back to the very beginning. Who is Fubara? Fubara was once the Accountant General of Rivers State, right? As of 2023, that was about 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, he was wanted by the EFCC for a case involving public funds embezzlement to the tune of 430-something billion. Fubara was Wike's Accountant General, but EFCC couldn't arrest him because he had the backing of someone that was high up, someone that has immunity. And there's only one person in that state that has immunity. You all know who that is, right? In fact, I'm going to have to be saying a lot of allegedly, maybe they can't carry me. Let me just be honest. So, EFCC notices that 400 billion is missing from state coffers. But they can't arrest the governor. But that's the first person they should normally would have asked. But he has immunity, so there's no point wasting your time. Who is the next person you can arrest? Accountant General. Yes, because you are the chief accountant of the state. There's no way that kind of money would have left the state coffers without your knowledge and without you signing to it. So they decide to go after Accountant General. But allegedly, his boss offers him protection. That, okay, just like what happened with the case of Yaya Bello and the present governor in Kogi State, you can't boss State House to go and arrest somebody. And if he's always with the governor, you can't arrest him, right? Anyway, fast forward towards the end of August 10 or 001 being wicked. He now realizes that, God damn it, once I leave here, I can't protect you anymore. They will arrest you. And you allegedly know where all the bodies are buried and all the cash is stashed. What do we do here now? So 001 realizes that the best way to protect this Accountant General is to make him governor. Because that way he will be immune to prosecution, right? And all will be well. So he calls him, allegedly, to a meeting, have a conversation with him. I'm going to make you governor, but this and this and this is what I want. They allegedly signed an agreement, right? And all was well. 001 is a very strong guy in the politics of Rivers State. He puts him there against the wish of all the other party members. Because let's not forget that governorship, presidency, senate, there's already always a long list of people waiting for their turn. But this guy, you brought somebody that was not even a politician. You brought him and imposed him on the party. Some of the party members were angry, but 001 a strong guy. So they ride the wave, went to the polls, he won, and he became the governor of the state. All is well, but all was not well. And 2 weeks into the new administration, 2 weeks after he became governor, Fubara wanted to change a couple of things, allegedly. A couple of people wanted to move them around, and he met a brick wall and was like, what's the meaning of this? I'm the governor of the state. I say change. They say, no, you can't change these things because our orders don't come from you. That was very shocking to me. Now, what do you mean by that? I'm the governor of the state. I'm the number one citizen in the state. I'm the new 001. And they told him that, bro, yes, we know you're the governor of the state. We know you're the new 001. But your godfather, the original 001, is whom we take orders from, not you. Of course, this upsets him and he's like, what's the meaning of this? Am I going to be a figurehead governor? That was very shocking to him. But he forgot the agreement he signed. So he sits down in the government house, picks the constitution of Nigeria, and reads about democracy for the first time. Not allegedly, because if he knew about democracy, he won't do all the things that after reading about democracy and now thinking that it's very wise and vast in how democracy works, Fubara realizes that the only control his godfather had over him was the Speaker of the House of Assembly, because that was the only weapon they could use to control him. I mean, what's the worst they can do? They will impeach you, right? So, 3 weeks into his administration, 3 weeks after he became governor, he wanted the Speaker of the House to be changed because he knew that that guy was loyal to Wike. But of course, he met a brick wall there again. The assembly member said, no, you cannot dictate to us. They had a back and forth, and when he saw they were not going to play ball, he withheld their salaries and allowances. In fact, he froze all the money going to the House of Assembly, hoping that would make them change their mind. But the assembly members were allegedly still funded by one in Abuja. And now this is where everything starts to get interesting, because Fubara knows that if he can just change the Speaker of the House to someone that is loyal to him, he was free from the chains of his godfather. But he obviously, like I said earlier, just started reading about democracy, because if he did, he would know that there was also another way, but he didn't even explore that option. I don't even think he knew that option existed. Anyway, a couple of months into it, when he realized that these guys were not giving in, and if you let them continue, they were going to impeach him, he took bulldozers to the House of Assembly and demolished the building. Stupid move, rookie move, daft move. Anyway, that was where the lines of the battle was now drawn, and they knew that that was the final nail in his coffin. He was gone. But of course, he was listening to wrong advice, as always, as they always do. Anyway, after demolishing the House of Assembly, it became a full-scale war. And the president, seeing this, said, no, this is not going to happen. He invited Fubara and Wike to Aso Rock for a meeting, like, you guys squash this beef. Let's move on. We have a country's forum, right? And they resolved the matter, and they had an agreement. And at each one of those agreements, they asked him, Fubara, are you okay with this? He said yes. Wike, are you okay with this? Yes. They all came to an agreement. And Fubara in that meeting asked for just one thing. He said, the only thing I asked for is that all the people that supported me, House of Assembly members and government officials, I need to be sure that they are not going to be victimized. And Tinubu said, no problem. Nobody's going to victimize anybody. Let's just get it moving. They were supposed to send that agreement to him. He would sign it, and peace will reign. But a couple of days later, Fubara was telling us on TV that they reached an agreement. But when he spoke to the elders of Rivers State, they told him not to sign it. Fubara, after that meeting, became even more stupid, because I don't know why he thought that he had become an emperor. And like I said earlier, he didn't understand how democracy worked, because if he did, he wouldn't have done all those stupid things that he just kept doing. Now, he never signed that agreement, and then they bragged on TV that whatever the fuck, I'm not signing shit, thinking that nobody can do anything. But Fubara didn't know that the beauty of democracy is that power is not centered in one place. It is shared between executive, legislative, and judiciary. And the reason why it's so is so that one person cannot become emperor. But if you can find a way to galvanize executive, judiciary, and the legislative, you become more than a human being. You become a god in politics. And in the history of Nigeria, there's only one person that has done that. You all know who that is. And it's not an easy feat. So after disregarding signing an agreement, he even went ahead to organize local government elections, which was against. But anyway, federal government took him to court. The matter ended up in the Supreme Court. I don't know how he thought he was going to win, because what he was doing was clearly illegal. He was not backed by the Constitution. Anyway, the Supreme Court told him, revert to status quo. This thing that you're doing is illegal. You can't federal government even withheld funds for Rivers State. Now, Fubara realized that he was out of money, he was out of support, he was out of favor, he was out of everything. After the Supreme Court judgment, he now started retracing his steps, like, okay, I'll represent the budget, the state's budget for 2025, I'll represent it to the National Assembly. He had presented it to, I think, like 5 or 6 members earlier, people that were loyal to him. Wike has like 20-something legislators, who have 5 or 6. Are you mad? He has the overwhelming majority now. Anyway, and that's where his life ended politically. when he now decided to retrace his steps because he was already backed against the wall, there was nothing else he could do. He was out of options. He wanted to represent the budget to the House of Assembly, but they were not ready for that. They just wanted to impeach him and move on with their lives, right? To prevent that, his team allegedly blew up those pipelines so that attention will go from that impeachment to blowing up pipelines, and knowing fully well that will get the attention of the federal, because Nigeria need money. This month, we don't even fit meet our open quota daily. The one way we call the dry meeting at the sabotage. They didn't think that Jagaban was going to throw the hammer straight. Normally, he was supposed to still try to mediate, but Baba knew that this was a crisis and he just nipped it in the bud. Declared state of emergency. We came as a shock to both Wike and Fubara and everybody, even to me. But that was it. Fubara is gone. This 6 months state of emergency that Jagaban declared, he just gave him extra 6 months. If the House of Assembly meets again, they are going to impeach him. He's gone. He knows. Now, this stupidity that he exhibited is what rookies exhibit. And of course, like I said earlier, he didn't know how democracy works. Because if he knew, he would have known that there was another line that he could have told. And that line would have freed him from the shackles of Wike forever and ever. They would impeach him, but he would come back and he would be free from those shackles. But of course, he didn't know about democracy. He didn't know about... He's not a politician. He doesn't know anything. Not just a civil servant where get put for as governor. And he thought... And you don't make deals with the devil, then come back and complain that it was not a fair deal. You signed it with both eyes open. And of course, it fed into people's sentiments. The way public opinion is shaped in this country is always very funny. It's never based on reason. It's always based on sentiment, right? Because you guys were sending me DMs yesterday saying Fubara is a victim. Yeah, Fubara is not a victim. Fubara played a game that he didn't understand the rules. He started learning about the rules of the game when the game had started. He will forever lose, right? And in the words of Yomi, he said, what happened with Fubara is clearly a case of someone that went to do more blood money, right? And then he said, bring 4 human head, you will become billionaire. You bring 4 human head. And they also told you that every year you got to give us a new head to appease the God. You said no problem because you were broke. Now money don't come. They can't come and say, yeah, give us the head for this year. Say, no, I'm too much of a big man. I go to cut human head. So to avoid that, you can say, let me run to church and go and turn born again so that all my sins will be forgiven. It doesn't work like that. Are we talking about the same person that allegedly oversaw the disappearance of 430 billion